have a very important question for you. Why are we allowing our children to become obese, violent, and socially deficient from watching too much television? My name is Gary Murray. I'm a student at Western Government University. In this presentation, we'll be discussing and analyzing the effects of TV on our children. There are many negative effects of TV on our children, and we'll be covering the mental, the psychological, and the social effects of TV on our children. Are you aware that watching too much television can cause our children to become excessively obese? They can also have increased violent tendencies, and they can also suffer from lack of social development. We will also analyze the viewing habits using various charts and statistics from the Video.AVI statistics in 2008, and I'll be creating a foundation to support this argument from various other resources as well. First of all, let's take a look at the chart from the Video.AVI statistics 2008. This data was based on 2007, and basically says the average hours spent per day in leisure and sports activities by youngest and oldest populations, and we're only going to discuss ages 15 to 19 for the purpose of this presentation. Okay? If you look at the hours here, 0 through 5, and we have various different categories. If you look at TV, it says watching television is 2.1 hours per day. Reading, 0.1 hours. Relaxing and thinking, 0.2 hours. Socializing, communicating, playing games, computer use for leisure, sports, exercise, and recreation activities are all at 0.8 hours per day. So most of the time that our children are spent doing anything of leisure is typically watching television 2.1 hours per day. All of these activities combined only amount to 2.7 hours, so television is still up there pretty high. The name of this particular survey is called American Time Use Survey. So basically, as parents, in order to curtail some of these negative effects, especially obesity, we have to basically get our children to stop watching so much television. Okay? One online article states that children spend a substantial portion of their lives watching television. Investigators have hypothesized that television viewing has caused obesity by one or more of 3 mechanisms: displacement of physical activity, increased calorie consumption while watching television caused by effects of advertising, and number 3, reduced resting metabolism. In other words, they're not active while they're watching television. And that was from the Stanford Center for Research and Disease Prevention, 2001. So this proves my point. Too much television basically can help cause obesity. So our American kids are becoming unhealthy, and in another article it states that health experts have long linked excessive TV watching to obesity. A significant problem today. While watching TV, kids are inactive and tend to snack. They also are bombarded with ads that encourage them to eat unhealthy foods such as potato chips, empty calorie soft drinks, and often preferred snack foods. And that's from an article called How TV Causes Obesity in Children, and that's from kidshealth.org, 2010. To exemplify my other findings, increased violent tendencies can be associated to watching too much television also. Our airways are filled with violence and sex. To give perspective to this, we'll examine an article that states the average American child will witness 200,000 violent acts on television by age 18, also from kidshealth.org, 2010. Johnson, Cohen, Smiles, Case, and Brooke, 2002, from Columbia University and New York State Psychiatric Institute, states there was a significant association between the amount of time spent watching television during adolescence and early adulthood and the likelihood of subsequent aggressive acts against others. So basically, violence is also contributed from watching too much television. Thirdly, decreased social development is another factor that is caused by watching too much television. Norman Her, PhD, states in an article, number of minutes per week that parents spend in meaningful conversation with their children is only 3.5 minutes, while they're watching television approximately 1,680 minutes. So basically, I've substantiated all this information I'm providing you. Are there any questions?
Yes. What can be done to decrease the amount of television my children watch?
Basically, as parents, we have to be at the forefront. We have to monitor what our kids watch. We have to establish other types of leisure activities such as exercise, arts and crafts, reading, etc. Those are things that we can do to minimize the amount of television our kids watch. Any other questions?
Yes, I'm a single working parent, and I don't have time to monitor what my kids watch on TV every day. What can I do to resolve these problems?
Very good question. I do understand. Many parents utilize what they call parental block to block certain channels out. Others basically hire other professionals to monitor their kids' activities and things of that nature. You can also schedule various other activities such as arts and crafts that they can do, and you can make sure that they complete those arts and crafts, but make sure they're fun, otherwise they may resist. Any other questions?
Yeah, I've tried all these methods that you mentioned, and none of them seem to resolve my problems. How can I stop my kids from watching all the violence and sex on TV?
Unfortunately, there's no one solution to every problem. What I would recommend is writing your congressmen, your senators, and get them to basically regulate the media more. And I would have to say that'd probably be the best solution. In closing, I'd like to summarize by saying that we have substantiated the negative effects of television to our children by citing various experts, and that TV is associated with obesity, increased violence, and lack of social development. I want to thank you for listening to my presentation, and have a great day.